Hypebeast is the hottest, biggest, most anticipated drop for January 2022. So let me show you how to get whitelisted so you don't miss out on this huge opportunity. When you go on their website, you can see that the art is super solid, right? It's using some of the Bored Ape elements that is so popular combined with Hypebeast culture, putting it together into these crazy 3D apes, essentially. They've been teasing this for months and months. A lot of people want to mint this, but obviously because it takes a long time to develop something this good, it's gonna take a while for them to put it out. So far, based on what they're saying on the Discord, you can mint it in January 2022. To actually become minted, all you gotta do is go on their Discord and you need to participate in that Discord, meaning you have to be active in the community, ask questions, help people out. And basically the moderators will just look at you and say, oh, this guy's really helping them out. Let me go ahead and give him a whitelist spot. I know it's a little bit of a grind, but because this project is so hot and it's probably going to instantly sell out, if you did get on that whitelist, you can probably sell this for a 5 or 10x based on what you minted for, and that's just basically instant profit. Now, if you buy this on the secondary market, the price is obviously gonna pump a lot, so you have to be very careful of when you enter and when you plan to exit. That's why minting and getting on that whitelist is one of the least risky ways to do, especially if you know a project is gonna just sell out. All right, so the next project we are gonna be talking about is Fantabear, and a lot of people are calling this the Asian Bored Ape Yacht Club. I don't know if I particularly agree with that, but I do see that the price is pumping like crazy. So, a lot of people might be looking at this and you might be like, okay, well, what's so special about this? What makes it actually special is that it has the backing of Jay Chou, which is a Taiwanese, basically a superstar who's been in the music industry and fashion industry for decades at this point, right? I think I heard of him when I was 13 years old. Basically, you have Jay Chou, which is a superstar. You have a team of developers combined with the fashion and creative team at Fantasy, which is his clothing brand, putting it all together to create this bear. Instantly, they're gonna get so much people buying into this project just because Jay Chou is a huge superstar. So you think about what Fantabear is, essentially it's like representation of the Jay Chou community. So there's already millions of people, more on the Asian side, who are fans of this person. And this is their membership into the club, meaning when you look on the roadmap of what this Fantabear is all about, they're gonna have special benefits, right? It's very vague what those benefits will be. Community vote for digital NFT collection, so they're probably gonna come out with more NFT drops that are exclusive to people who hold Fantabears, virtual concerts, buy plots of virtual land. So you wanna just think of it like an extension of someone else's brand, right? So it's not like someone created a new IP and just started from zero. Basically, you're taking a superstar with millions of followers and you're creating an NFT as an extension of that person's brand. And of course, they're gonna have a niche right away, right? Because there's gonna be people who are gonna buy it just because they like this guy's music, they like this guy's clothes, they like the lifestyle, and they just buy into it. So if you wanna buy a Fantabear, it's gonna be 5.99 ETH, and I know for a lot of you guys watching, it's quite expensive, especially because the price just pumped from under 1 ETH and then just jumped to 6 ETH. So I don't know how sustainable that is because people are just kind of buying into the hype, so it might fall down in a bit when the flippers kind of make their profit. Even if you don't buy this project, which I don't necessarily recommend right now, I would say look at this project and see what they're doing well and how they're using a celebrity's influence to really pump up the price of a project. If you find a project that is kind of under the radar, that's less than 1 ETH or less than 0.5 ETH, and you know that that specific project has some kind of tie to a celebrity, whether it's Jay Chou or someone in America, whatever superstar, right? Just know that the price does pump, and all it really takes is this person changing their profile picture on Instagram or Twitter, and then everybody buys into it all of a sudden. Okay, so the next project we're gonna look at is gonna be another mint for you guys. Obviously, you guys wanna get in mints where it's cheaper, right? So Metroverse is gonna be one that is coming up. It's pretty hot on Twitter. When we look at this, it's going to mint out on the day I'm recording it. It's gonna be 7 days from now, but when you watch it, it might be a little different, right? There's not much information when you go on the website. It's essentially, they're selling virtual land, and there's gonna be some kind of game mechanic where each different land has different stats, probably different resources and things you can do on that land. What can you do on that land? It remains to be a mystery. It's kind of like these guys are promising stuff and they're saying vaguely this could be a game, this could be this and that, but there's really no concrete game mechanic of how it's gonna work. There's no white paper. So when you look at the long term, I have no idea whether or not it's gonna be successful. But when you look at the short term, especially for a lot of flippers who are watching this, probably just because of the art, probably will sell out, and their Discord's pretty poppin', their Twitter's pretty poppin', so probably people are gonna get on the whitelist, they're gonna mint it out, and then everyone's gonna buy it. It's gonna sell out in 1 day or probably 1 hour, even in 20 minutes to be honest, and people are gonna flip it. And then if you can get in at an early time, you can make profit, right? And if you wanna learn more about how to get on the whitelist and stuff like that, all you gotta do is go on their Discord. Again, they only have short-term roadmaps on their website, not necessarily a long-term, full out, they're gonna conquer the world kind of plan. So definitely keep that in mind depending on your enter and exit strategy. Now, the next project that we have for you is gonna be ACYC, also known as All Coins Yield capital. Now, this is not necessarily an NFT project, but it does relate to NFTs, and let me explain what I mean. Essentially, ACYC is kind of like a modern day investment fund, right? You know how like you give money to somebody and they like trade for you and they make you money? That's essentially what it is, but for, you know, the more crypto NFT kind of space. So these guys, so there's a lot of phases to it, but the ones that are most visible are Nate Reverse and this other guy, the Bogart. Basically, they've been trading, you know, altcoins and NFTs for a while, very successfully, and they're saying like, hey guys, invest money with us and we will take this huge amount of capital and we'll buy NFTs, we'll buy coins, whether it's a meme coin or like a more established coin. We'll buy it low and sell it high, and we will take those profits, we'll roll it back to you, and we'll roll it back into the treasury, and we'll keep growing the treasury, which is just like their treasury of money, and they will keep investing, and trying to flip their treasury to make it higher. So right now they have 3 million in the treasury, and they've been pretty successful when it comes to like their NFT flips and buying coins. They're trying to get to 10 million in their treasury by the end of Q1 2022. So literally like 2.5 months from now, they're trying to triple their money. And then by the end of 2022, right, Q4, they're trying to get that to $100 million treasury. So you kind of do the math. They're planning to like 30x their money within the year, which is crazy. So for people who don't really want to buy and sell coins, or you feel like you're gonna lose money doing it, I would recommend checking out ACYC, because it's kind of like you're giving your money to somebody and then they have a great post on the market and then they can use that money to invest for you and you get a profit. So just a quick disclaimer, I am not paid to talk about this, and I bought a bunch of coins like throughout the past week. So the reason why I bought some of the coins is, personally for me, I'm a CyberKongz holder. A lot of these guys who are doing ACYC come from the CyberKong community, and you know, if you look at their track record, meaning you just go on to any wallet tracker to see like how profitable they are in their trades, they're actually pretty good, and they're regularly communicating with their community and their holders. Every other day they're putting out a new, basically like Twitter spaces where they're talking about like what are they doing with their trades, how they're spending their money, what profits are they making. And like if you go on their YouTube channel, you know, they're not that popular on YouTube, right? They're just kind of putting it up here, but you can learn a lot just from listening and seeing what they do. If you go on their website, you go to launch dashboard, you see exactly how much money they have in the treasury, right? I remember when I bought a bunch of coins, it was like under 2 million in the treasury, and now it's like 3.5 million apparently. So for me, why I like them is because they have an interesting strategy where they make money from all places, whether it's flipping NFTs, buying like meme coins like Shiba Inu or whatever comes out tomorrow, and they know how to trade that volume, and also buying more stabler coins when it dips and then buying it low, selling it high. So kind of like an all-weathered strategy. And if you think about like who their competition is, there's not a lot of competition who like has such a strong post on the market, in my opinion, because it's like you don't get like, you know, Goldman Sachs is not trading meme coins, right? And so it's like, I feel like it's a pretty good window of opportunity where if you really have a grasp on the market, you can make a lot of money, and that's why I invested in them. So if you want to check it out, just listen to some of their Twitter spaces, go on their YouTube channel, see if it's right for you, check out their Discord. Again, I'm not paid to say this, I'm just sharing what I'm personally buying myself. So those are the projects I'm looking at this month. With that said, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.